I'm Tim Bradner. Welcome to Capitol Views. Senator Cathy Giessel is with us here tonight, and Cathy is the chair of the Senate Resources Committee, and is best known probably for her work on natural resources. But Cathy's also done a lot of work with healthcare and healthcare legislation, and she's a professional in that area. And everybody's concerned about the rising cost of medical care. Cathy, your thoughts? What can be done? What can we do?
You know, Tim, you're absolutely right. Everybody's concerned about it. It is killing family budgets. It's crippling businesses who want to provide health care for their employees. And so, yes, we have to do something. I am a nurse practitioner and a registered nurse for decades here in our state. And I have finally decided to not abandon my resources hat, but set it aside for a moment to address the areas that I think we can change that paradigm. We can change the cost of health care. You know, we've got several rules in state government, not legislation that the legislature's passed, but rules made by the bureaucrats in the various departments that have actually caused healthcare prices to rise. And so it's time to repeal those rules.
Can you mention a couple examples?
The biggest one is the 80th percentile rule.
Okay.
Now, that's a difficult one to explain because it's a math concept, but it has incentivized exactly what we wanted: more healthcare providers, especially specialists, coming to the state of Alaska. We've got a nice cadre of them now, but what it has resulted in is incrementally, yearly increasing assessments, charges for healthcare services. So by taking that 80th percentile rule down to a lower starting rate for negotiating with insurance companies, it is complex, we can actually help drive down those costs for
As I understand the way the rule works is, in my simplistic layman's determination, is it allows insurance companies to reimburse physicians to charge at the 80th percentile, whatever the customary charges. But it has the effect of ratcheting up every year. Somebody can always match in to charge a higher price and raise the threshold. So we've seen.
That's exactly right. Yes.
But that's now before the Division of Insurance to make they're doing a study now of what the effects are, and they could change it, I guess.
Actually, they've been studying it for a couple years and still have determined that it isn't time to change it. I disagree. So I've offered a piece of legislation that will address it. And also talk about, it also addresses a piece of balanced billing. Again, a complex concept, but maybe a lot of citizens know they go to a healthcare provider who's not in their network, that their insurance company networks is, and they are liable for the balance of the bill that their insurance doesn't pay.
Sometimes they don't know that.
They don't know about it ahead of time, and that especially happens in emergency situations. Maybe you have a heart attack and the paramedics take you to one hospital, but the other hospital is the one that your insurance company has negotiated with. In an emergency situation like that, my bill would prevent or ban balanced billing by that other hospital. So it would protect the consumer. My goal is to ratchet down, of course, the costs, but also protect our consumers.
So the effect of it would be to require the first hospital to follow the guidelines of the original.
Of the insurance company's contract negotiations with that preferred hospital, because the citizen had no choice. It was an emergency, maybe they couldn't talk, maybe it was a car accident, whatever. Actually, Representative Gren has a balanced billing bill himself,
in
and
the
so
House.
yes, so we're kind of coordinating in a way on those two bills.
Yeah, that's interesting because I mean this is kind of a bipartisan thing.
It totally is. Last session, I worked with Representative Ivy Sponholz on a piece relating to scope of practice for optometrists. We had great result. The bill passed. I enjoyed working with her very much. We had shared values and goals, and that happens a lot.
I know that she is going to be spending a lot of time on healthcare this coming session because she wants to air the different studies the Department of Administration did on the state plans. There's 100 different state plans that we pay for, that the state pays for, school districts, different state agencies, and it sounds like it doesn't make sense.
If we were to combine those, we believe there would be significant cost savings, yes. And those cost savings would be realized by the state, but also those school districts, those local school districts.
I was struck also when I learned that the state troopers pay out of their pocket a $600 a month premium.
I didn't know that. That's
And
very interesting.
I just learned that yesterday, and it's much higher than, much higher than what ordinary state employees pay.
That is.
So if that were equalized, now there may be reasons why the troopers, that premium is so high. It could have to do with the risk profile of their occupation. But if that were equalized, that's like a pay raise.
Yes, yes.
To the,
significant for those families. We have a hard time recruiting for our state troopers. A lot of times they are trained, they go through the police academy, they spend a year in mentoring with another trooper, and then often are hired away by a higher paying municipality in the state. So the state troopers are back to, again, needing to recruit. So yes, if we could make a difference in their premiums, that'd be huge.
Yeah. And yet we also know that healthcare is one of the fastest growing industries in the state. It's the one part of our economy that's, for better or worse, is doing well, but you have a sense that we're paying for it.
You know, Alaska has the highest healthcare costs in the United States. The United States has the highest healthcare costs in the world. We have a problem.
Yeah, we sure do.
It is a service industry. Yes, I agree. It is a fast-growing industry, but it's a service industry. It's not a producing merchandise type industry, and so I don't know that we really want it growing that much.
I understand, since we have to pay the bill.
Since we have to pay the bill.
Senator Giessel, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Tim.
It's been interesting, and I want to thank you for joining us in Capitol Views. I'm Tim Bradner. Thank you.